Hey everyone, today we're talking about balancing buying and selling a house at the same time. Hi, I'm Becca Summers with Seasons Real Estate, and today we're going to talk about balancing buying and selling a house at the same time. If you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe so you can find out everything about Utah and real estate. So we are in a great seller's market right now. So a lot of people are thinking, hey, I want to sell my house, but I don't actually know where I want to go. The first thing I recommend is meeting at your house and coming up with the value of your current house so you know what your plans can be. Maybe you want to keep your current house as a rental. Maybe you want to sell your current house, use your equity to build and move up into the next house. And the third one is maybe you want to build new construction, so selling right now wouldn't make the most sense. Once we know how much equity you have and then the next step of where you want to go, then we decide where the home shopping process looks like. If you are in a very entry-level home, which in Utah is anything under $300,000, it's easier to get the next home under contract and then list your house and get it ready to sell. So what I like to do is actually get your house ready to sell, go through the whole process, the staging, the photos, the copywriting, the MLS input, everything. So the moment we find the right house, we can launch your house on the market once we've gotten that house tied up. So that it works really well if you're selling a house under 300 and if you're shopping above 400, because that will let you lock a house in, get it under contract, and buy this house on the subject to sell of this house. Now, not all sellers like the subject to sell, so there's ways around that. We can talk to your lender and see if you could qualify for both house payments if necessary. Then we don't need to write subject to sell. Or you can buy your next house with a lower down payment, move into it, sell this house, and do what is called a recast on your mortgage, where you take all the equity from this house and put it onto your new house and recast it. It doesn't cost you any more money, and you're only typically allowed to do it once in the loan time frame, and you have to have at least $100,000 down. So if you have a lot of equity in this first house, you can take 5%, buy your next house, and then move into it, recast once you've sold your original house. Makes it much easier for you as a seller. You might have to float both mortgage payments for a couple months, so this is only an option if you have a lot of savings. Now, one thing you might have noticed is a lot of people will actually sell one house, move in with family, and then buy the next house. If you're not opposed to moving multiple times, that is one that is a lot less stressful, because you know this sell of your first house is wrapped up and tied with a bow. You have the money, it's in your bank account, and there's less stress, and then you can go house shopping and be a non-contingent buyer, which being a non-contingent buyer is very valuable in the market. Sometimes when I'm reviewing offers, contingent means they have a condition that they have to sell their house before they buy the next one. When I'm reviewing multiple offers for my sellers, a lot of houses, especially in the 500 plus, have a contingent buyer. So if you as a buyer can come in and offer to buy this house not contingent on the sale of the house, you're going to really stand out, and you might not have to pay as much as someone who's writing a contingent offer. Now, the third option is if you are building, it's best to actually stay in your current house, take a home equity line of credit if you don't have a large enough down payment to put down on your building process. So when it comes to building, there's a lot of options. There's a semi-custom where you're going to be putting more money down, or there's a production grade builder where they just take deposits which are closer to 5% or less, so your out-of-pocket's a lot less. Then we start building your house, you go to the design center, they start actually digging the hole, building the framing, and once it gets to a certain point, we'll list your current house on the market and we'll get it under contract and closed, and then we'll do a rent back if necessary while you're building. Now, when it comes to this, the timing of the market is super important, because right now houses are selling super quickly. So if I had a client whose new build was going to be done in the next 45 days, we'd probably want to get their house listed right now. Where if the market's slower when you're watching this video, we might actually want to get the property on the market 60 to 90 days before their house is going to be done. So this is where you really want to make sure you're working with a talented agent who can help you through the building process and through the selling process, because they're not the same job. Building is the buyer side, helping with contracts. Selling is the selling side, helping with numbers and math. But you want to make sure you hire someone or a team that really understands this concept, because you don't want to be homeless by selling your house too soon, and you don't want to lose your house by not getting it sold quick enough. So knowing the contracts, knowing what the builders are going to do to make sure everything lines up is what hiring a professional realtor can help save stress for you. If you are looking to buy and sell at the same time and you would like expert guidance to guide you through this whole part, we help Utah homeowners all the time, because about half of our inventory right now on the market is new construction. So we help a lot through new construction, and we help a lot with buying and selling at the same time.